Welcome at Svetlana Sergeyevna's class, and at today's lesson we will talk about meaning, functioning, and punctuation of direct and reported speech. Well, I can even imagine you rolling your eyes and asking why you need these grammar phenomena, but believe me, they will improve your speech and level up your communication skills. Using the direct speech, if you are a writer, or reported speech when you just speech emphatically or would like to report someone's words, you can convey your ideas to your listeners in a proper way. We can report people's words using direct or reported speech. While direct speech is the exact words people are saying, and reported speech is the exact meaning of what they are saying. Both of them can be used, and of course, the first one, direct speech, can be used in various written texts and oral, informal, emphatic conversations. What for? They can help the reader or your speaking partner understand the characters or the events better. Let us have a look at the examples that I've prepared. Hold on, I'm coming, cried Morris. Well, we can just sum up that this Morris is pretty much conscientious and he is ready to give someone a helping hand. This direct speech is from maybe a novel or an article or adventure story. So it's like something from fiction, I'm sure. There is another example of informal, emphatic conversation when you talk to someone and you are so over-emotional that you would like to use direct speech in that. And it's possible, but I would like you to mind the tenses, okay? So then this guy says, I've got something for you. Come over here. And he picked up a box and he says, open that. There are no mistakes, so then this guy says, I've got something for you, and he picked up a box and he says, open that. Well, we can imagine that this is some kind of suspense that the speaker tries to convey. Actually, the speaker is trying to sound thrilling, excited, and intriguing. You see, so this direct speech is going to help him with that. The third example I prepared is from newspaper headlines. Yes, that is possible, and it sounds like, I won't resign, says minister. We can sum up that it's a newspaper headline because it doesn't have articles and no auxiliary verbs. But still, it's a great way to use direct speech in media. Let's now get to reported speech. It can be used to report a telephone conversation. For example, it may occur and then you would like to share the information from it. You can use it to tell someone later about a conversation a bit later. Or, for example, you need to answer the question, what did he say? Or what did you say? Or the last variant is when we have listening comprehension tasks, and I ask you to justify your answers, and you need to do what? You need to report the speaker's words, and again you will use reported speech. Let's now get to the examples with reported speech. We will try to transfer direct speech into the reported one. I've already seen this film, Michael said. Well, we are thinking maybe that there might have been a dialogue that you had, and now you need to say to report these words to your friend, and you say, Michael said that he had already seen the film. But it's also possible to say, Michael said he had already seen the film, omitting that. Another example, you again had a conversation with a friend of yours or with acquaintance of yours, or you heard it from someone. If I had more time, I would take up a sport, Eric said to me. And then I try to report. I remember that these are not the exact words, but the meaning. Eric told me that if he had more time, he would take up a sport. The last example, I believe that gives you a general idea of the meaning, and it stresses that reported speech is the exact meaning, not the exact words, so we will omit, oh, well, so you see, and I will not try to give like a word-to-word translation. No, I will try to give the general idea of the speech. For example, you are going to, I don't know, to some party and you're waiting for your mom's decision, and your friend asks you about that, and you remember your mom saying, you can go to the party, my mom said, but you will not say it, you will say, Mom allowed me to go to the party. So you will not like translate, Mom said I could go. No, we will just give the general idea. Well, I believe that's all with the meaning and the usage of reported and direct speech, but the only thing that is left is punctuation. That is the most favorite part that concerns that. Especially when you, my dear students, will have the tasks where you will need to put the correct punctuation, you see, in the sentences. So, when it goes about punctuation, there will be quotation marks only in direct speech. In reported speech, there will be only commas, but not before that, like in Ukrainian, for example. And sometimes here I will try to show you the text, but I will use my smartphone to look at some of the pieces from fiction. Actually, these are like different novels, comics, etc. And the first pictures that you will see, it contains what? It contains direct speech. There are like no quotation marks because it's comics, and that's why there are no quotation marks. Let's now have a look at another example with direct speech from fiction, and you will see sets of double quotation marks, right? Like in Ukrainian we have. And sometimes there are no reporting verbs. Well, it's okay. It's okay to have the first phrase in quotation marks, and the next line will be a reply to that, and you even can omit reporting verbs when it is clear who the characters are. And also there is another passage from literature, and you can see that there are sets of single quotation marks, and believe me, these are not mistakes. Well, it's a matter of what? It's a matter of British and American English. When it goes about British English, we use sets of single quotation marks, and when we need a quote in a quote, we will use, a quote in a quote, inside a quote. For example, we need to quote the source or some word. I will use double quotation marks, sets of double quotation marks inside single ones. And when it goes about American English, they use sets of double quotation marks for direct speech, but when they need to quote in a quote, they will use single quotation marks inside the doubles. What else shall we pay attention to? Let's now, sometimes the reporting verbs can occur at the beginning of the before direct speech. Inside it, they can interrupt that or be at the end. And you should remember that everything that is direct speech, you put into quotation marks, double or single, depending on the country where you are. But at our lessons, at lessons of English, you will use the British English. So I will demand sets of single quotation marks in your tests, in your notebooks, etc. But when you will be somewhere, I don't know, in America, in Canada, or somewhere where American English is used, so use the double ones. So let's now get to those quotation marks. I've mentioned that you need to remember that everything that is said should be in quotation marks. And of course, if there is the continuation, for example, the reporting verbs interrupt the whole sentence, the whole direct speech. So you use quotation marks, put comma inside, then you use reporting verb, again open quotation marks, and continue the sentence, and put a full stop inside the quotation mark. I believe that's all for today. I believe that's all for today, and I haven't mentioned that at the end of this lesson there will be a link with a test that you will have to take. Yes, that is the reality, not only listening but practicing. And see you at the lessons soon. Bye.